Hey there, this is Anthony Trucks, former NFL player, speaker, author, and founder of Trust Your Hustle. And today I want to talk to you about haters, like these people that exist in the world. Now, I know that you probably have someone in your life that is a person that really is a drain on you. Like they're always talking negatively about you, they may be lying about you. And what it does, it puts you in a bad mood and a bad place. Now, I've experienced this myself. I, at one time, owned a gym, had it for 6 years. And I always had this struggle with competitors. One, kind of person was always the fun one to deal with. Now, this person actually would tell my clients that my gym was closing or that I'd actually already closed. And they became this really huge bog on my mind. And so what I would do is I would start thinking about ways to disprove them. I want to go down there and talk to them, and I want to, kind of focus on how can I prove them wrong and how can I make sure that nobody believes them and how can I do this. And so what happened was I was spending all this time focusing on them, but there's one area I wasn't focusing on: how I could get better, how I could serve my clients better, how I could improve my gym, how I could improve my life. And so because I was focusing on them, I was not able to move in the direction I wanted to for my life. So for you, it's something similar. Think about areas in your life where if you're just giving mental focus in that direction, it's pulling you away. Now, if you are around my age, a little bit older, you may remember a show called American Gladiators. Now, if not, no big deal. At the end of this show, there was this final competition. And what would happen is one of the gladiators would chase one of the competitors up this kind of side of a cliff, like a little rock climbing wall. And so what would happen is they would give a first bell. The competitor would take off up the rock climbing wall. The second bell would be the gladiator coming and trying to climb up the bottom of that whole rock wall and pull them down. Now what would happen is as a person's climbing, the person would kind of start moving. All of a sudden you'd see this one thing, which was the worst thing they could do. They would stop, they'd look down. Now as they're stopping and looking down, they're giving focus to the gladiator, who is the hater, and as that gladiator keeps on moving, he closes the space, grabs their ankle, and pulls them off that wall. So essentially this happens in your life. This is where you are moving forwards and you're giving focus where it doesn't belong. So I'm going to give you a few areas and little tips of how you can eliminate the hater concept into where it's affecting your life negatively and make this thing become a non-issue for your life. Here's the first issue. Try and get more of them. Sounds awkward, but you want to get more for this concept. When you get to a person that kind of is negatively talking about you or they're becoming a hater in your life, what happens is people see you. They see you doing well. Because they see you doing well, they realize that they're not doing well. So that envy of them not, being where you're at becomes this anger, and they have to get to a place of decision. That decision is whether or not they are right or you're right. That's a tough pill for people to swallow, to accept that they may not be right. So for you, when you gain more, you're essentially saying you're doing a really good job, and more people are seeing you climb, and they're realizing that they're not that good. So their natural reaction is to throw you under the bus and say negative things to make themselves feel better about themselves. It has nothing to do with you. The next step, and I honestly believe it's the most important step, is give them no mental space. Every ounce of mental effort or mental space you give them eliminates your focus from going where you want to go and going to them, a place that doesn't belong, especially if you don't care about the person. Why would you give someone you don't care about control of your life by having you focus on them? So focus on the things that matter. The next thing is do not worry about proving any of them wrong. It doesn't matter. All you must do is prove yourself right. What I mean by that is you must think about all the things that you want to do, where your effort's going, where your heart's at. Your effort is going to be put towards creating something great. Think about proving yourself right in the fact that you can make that happen. You can attain that thing. When you start thinking about proving somebody wrong, you're setting your intentions low. Because honestly, what they're creating around is honestly nothing. Not to mention, if they've created that one thing, maybe you've kind of proved them wrong in that area. They will come up with a new area to try to prove you to be wrong. So don't focus on them, only focus on yourself. And then you come to the very last one. So the last one, the most important one you must think about in your life, this was kind of like the top of it all, is you must get to a place where you are so good and doing so well that when someone talks negatively about you, nobody believes them. That's a huge thing to do, and the only way it happens is by making progress. You should be good, ethical, moral, and actually make this headway to when somebody steps up and says, that person is this, this, and this, absolutely nobody believes a word they have to say. That's it, because when you get to that place, you may think in your head, well, no, Anthony, these people are talking negatively, they're doing all this bad stuff, they're kind of taking my focus away. You may think in your mind, you gotta prove somebody wrong. Like your ego pops up and says, oh, well, this person's gotta be proved wrong. They can't be out there talking like that about me. Well, you have a choice to make. One of two things can take place. You can give them your focus and allow them to pull you away. Or you can choose to put focus where it matters and then be able to move yourself in the right direction. completely up to you to give them control or take control away from them. And if you give them control, you can't be mad at anybody but yourself. So I challenge you now at this moment as you move forward in your life to start thinking about where specifically can you, in a moment when you feel this happen again, choose to take control. Choose to own your own mind. Choose to control your mental space and not give them control of your mental space, because when you do that, it ends up being bad. So if you'd like to know more about how you can move past this area of your life and not only take this concept and apply better tools to get to a place where the haters don't matter, you've made a massive progress, then I urge you to do what I tell you to do, which is simply click the button you see on the screen or follow the link that you see in the post of this. Now, I've created something specifically for you that allow you to get started on that process. So all you have to do, click the button, you'll get it immediately. And as always, remember, you can trust your hustle to live an unexpected life.